Hi there, welcome back to my channel. It is Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, Cancer, check the link to alwaysastrology.com in the description box. That way you can plug in your information, learn your whole birth chart details, and check out your Moon and Rising sign readings for the week for additional information on top of your sun sign reading, and hopefully you'll find those helpful. This is for the week of June 20th to the 27th. It is a general reading, so whatever is most prominent in your life, I'll get you to apply these messages to, and hopefully you find those helpful and healing. I'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for the main spread here, drawing the bottom card for the general energy as always, and then an additional card from each of the Healing with the Angels Tarot and from the Medicine Card Tarot. So Cancer, I wish for you all success, joy, and wellness. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. And I ask that Gaia please bless this reading for Cancer. So before going into your cards here, while I shuffle, I'm just wanting to mention that there is a new moon in the sign of Cancer on the solstice. That's June 21st. So if you have any healing issues around the fourth house this week, fourth house rules the home, family, mother, psychic ties, reproduction, children, etc. Anything to do with family in general, home and hearth, that type of thing. So all things having to do with the sign Cancer. You can do a releasing spell, and that can be as easy as saying with intention, I'm ready to let this go. And you can do that on the solstice, and you can even write it down, and you can, on a piece of paper, and you can bury it, or you can burn it, or you can safely, of course, or you can, tie it to a rock and put it in a lake, or whatever symbolically addresses the release and even burial of something negative that was, that you were holding on to for whatever reason that was painful or useless around the fourth house, okay? So again, that's on the 21st, the actual solstice. It's also the longest day of the year, and I want to wish you a happy solstice. So far, Cancer, in your central position, we have the card A Leg Up. This is really about feeling content. Wow. This is about feeling content, like your prayers are being answered. Not in grand fashion. This isn't... trying to think of another card here that would speak to, grand fashion. Maybe I would say, like, if Milk and Honey landed here, for example, I'd say, whoa, dreams are coming true like that. But this is about smaller elements to dreams coming true, really manifesting, becoming obvious for you this week. So this is beautiful to see. This is also about friendships, relationships, family, even soulmate relationships, and it's all about giving and receiving, okay? The best givers know how to receive and vice versa, and you really need to be able, there needs to be two parties involved with giving. You can't just give to the air, right? So make sure that you're receiving with the same gratitude and positivity that you would give something freely, okay? Because whatever is being given or offered to you is being given and offered for really, and someone really believes in you and really believes in your spirit and your spark. So please accept this. You have a lot of beautiful energy on your side this week, Cancer. This a leg up is just all about getting to the next level, perhaps incrementally, but those increments will be solid, okay? And then to the sea, we have to one side and serendipity on the other. To the sea, I'm going to actually look at some of the language in the book in order to read this, just because on its own it has its own meaning, but I want to relate it to how it's looking with the other cards, and I'll be honest, I'm not entirely familiar with it, so I want to look at the language. And then serendipity to the other side, which is really beautiful. This is literally a 4-leaf clover. This is about if you have anything positive to put out, if you have questions, if you have needs or desires that you want manifest, this is the week to do it. And particularly, my dear Cancer, because the new moon is in your sign on the 21st, I think it'll be a more impactful and powerful moment for you. So please take a few, 5-10 minutes, whatever you have to spare. Really write down with intention what you're willing to release. Because when you release something, particularly if it's taking up a lot of emotional room, what you do is you make room. You make space for something new to come in, and this is the week for it. So it's not like there'll be a void and you'll be wondering how that's going to be filled. These are going to act in unison this week. So the sooner you give away something that isn't working for you, the sooner that space can be filled with something positive, beautiful, and bountiful, okay? So I'm going to look at this in just a moment with you, but the bottom of the deck energy card is go the distance. Look at this. This cheetah is racing to the finish line. There's nothing that can stop you. You are on the go. In fact, you're going so fast, everything is left in the dust. This is just glorious. Also, anything that you were leaving behind and heading into a glorious sort of golden blue sky future. You're also on your own, not necessarily a bad thing right now, because you have other people, other entities and energies in your life. You're not going to feel alone. You're not going to be working alone, manifesting or dealing with life, anything alone. But this is your race. You aren't comparing yourself to anyone. You're not trying to get better than so-and-so or more than this person or okay? Not about this. This is all about you. You being better than the person you were yesterday. So just beautiful. Just a brilliant way to go about life, frankly. So again, with the leg up, to the sea, and serendipity, let's look at the language here at to the sea, and then I'll bring these cards up to the camera for you so we can look at the imagery together. And then, as always, I encourage you to draw any inspiration you have from the imagery in these cards. To the sea. Now, the language in the book goes as follows: being in the flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, and a natural pattern of events. This is about fluidity, being effortless. This is so gorgeous. I'm actually showing, I want to hold these all up together. This is returning to source, being in the flow, a feeling of effortlessness. It's really kind of cool, and I'm going to get more accustomed to reading these cards the more commonly I see this. It's not really a common card for me. But what it is telling me is that this is an effortless manifestation. I hope you can see these okay. Look at this. Effortlessness, being in the flow. A leg up, getting what you need right when you need it without struggle. Serendipity, 4-leaf clover, being lifted to higher states of awareness, consciousness, beauty, truth. Just gorgeous. So let's look at these briefly one by one. I'm getting a little excited here for you, Cancer. A leg up, like I mentioned, I won't go too deeply into the language of this much more. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself, but I just want you to see up close what this looks like. This is about being there for somebody else, or someone else is there for you without question. You don't have to prove anything, and they don't have to, no one's wearing a mask here. This isn't about, oh, someone's there for you, but they're keeping score. None of this is happening, okay? This is freely given, freely provided. Again, with the to the sea, this is a being in source, being in flow, knowing that the next step is there for you, even if you can't see it. This is faith and trust, and it's just gorgeous. It's also a beautiful balance between the mind and the heart, and she just knows that she's headed in the right direction. There's no struggle here, Cancer. Just beautiful. And again, with the serendipity card, you've got this beautiful pink sort of mauve sky. She's being lifted on this a 4-leaf clover, which is the universal sign of good luck in all cultures now, thanks to the Irish. But there are some universal truths, right? In the 4-leaf clover, you show this to anybody, and if they've been exposed to this mythology before, they're going to feel the same way. When you see this, you feel lucky, you feel supported, you feel assisted. And again, without struggle, this is about you knowing the race is with you. This is with you and about you. And it's not, you're not trying to get one up on anyone else, which is probably the most exciting part of this spread, frankly, Cancer, because sometimes we can get caught up. If the race is with someone else, we can get caught up, right? On petty things, or you start comparing one thing with someone else and all of a sudden it turns into a list. That's not how this is playing out this week. So that's why I'm so excited to see this for you. This isn't about you getting one up on somebody else or proving anything to anyone else. This is your race. So I'm really pleased to see this for you. And just gorgeous. Look at this additional card, the Miracles card. How beautiful. I would even call this a little bit of a miracle as well. The Serendipity card, something that lifts you from something that, even if it was just ground you, you weren't underground, you weren't dragged down by it, or it wasn't even negative. But your feet aren't even touching the ground, right? You're being lifted and supported, and it's just really marvelous. You'll land after this, right? You have to come up and down, but I think you know what lay ahead, and I think you know finally that these decisions, what comes to you, your manifestation, I was going to say acuity, I guess is a good way to put it. That word just came to mind. This sense that you know how to do what's necessary to get to the next level is going to feel like a miracle to you this week, okay, Cancer? It's going to feel like you're so incredibly supported because you're at source, you accept, and you appreciate. And it's really showing, especially with the Miracle card. Everything is going to feel like a miracle this week. And remember to keep showing appreciation, because it is its own kind of prayer. Like I say in all my videos, if you're not a spiritually minded person, you don't like those terminologies, you don't even like the term prayer, you might find that even giving thanks is the same thing. It has the same outcome. Be grateful and you'll see even more miracles in your life. If this is about a relationship in particular, for example, this is going to feel the healing in the relationship, or your work in the relationship is going to feel like a miracle. The outcome is going to feel miraculous. With the Elk here, I believe this is, oh dear, don't hate. I'm just looking right. Stamina. I was going to say something else, so I'm glad I looked it up. So the Elk, its keyword is stamina. I'm really relating it here to the Go the Distance card. I think this is all you're going to need this week. Everything else is really kind of there for you. This is about action. This is you taking action and you keeping it up. That's all that's required of you this week, Cancer. So not a great deal of extraordinary effort, but consistent, positive, grateful stamina, right? Keep going. Go the distance, literally. Don't give up. Everything is there that you need. Whatever you ask for will be provided. Just remember to be grateful and keep going. I'm really excited for you. So Cancer, that concludes your reading for the week. If you have a moment and you can comment below, let me know how this plays out for you this week. I'm excited to hear how this works for you. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe before you go, because I upload a video for your sign every week. So I would love for you to be involved in that weekly. And as always, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.